Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Toby's Talk Show, and today we are back. And yeah, we are talking about, the race for the four seed, and how close it is with the Knicks, Hawks, and Heat all picking up victories today. And I kind of wanted to describe it. I know I talked about it a few videos ago, um, but, with two games left basically for each team, I think the Hawks now only have one. These next five games in total are going to be very crucial. Every win and loss is going to mean something. So I thought it would be nice to quickly talk about it, talk about the three games that the teams played today, specifically the Knicks game, and yeah, like what would happen if so and so happened. So quickly, right now the Heat, Knicks, and Hawks, I believe. Let me confirm. No, I'm sorry. The Hawks have a .5 lead over the Heat and Knicks, and that's because, like I said, they played one more game. They only have one game left in the season, and I believe that is against the Rockets, if I'm not mistaken. So they should win, right? So they should finish the four seed. And if worst comes to worst, they end the season 40 and 32, and most likely they'd be a 4 or 5 seed. The Heat is interesting because they did beat the Sixers today. The Hawks beat the Magic. Like I said in the previous video, they have a very easy last two games against the Magic and the Rockets, two of the worst teams in the league. So they should, easily clinch the 4 seed. But the Heat beat the Sixers, say, in a big game. The Sixers were basically fully healthy, and the Heat just came out hot in the first, and the Sixers weren't able to bounce back. And that's big because their last game of the season is against the Pistons, which should, like I said, because they're, again, another bad team, they should win that one. They play the Bucks first, and if they lose that game, it gets interesting because the Knicks also have two games left against the Celtics and the Hornets. So right now, if all the teams, all three teams win out, it's going to finish off being Hawks, Heat, Knicks, and you may say why. It's a little bit of a wacky rule, but the Hawks are over the Knicks because they are their division. They're first in their division, which means that it's a new wacky rule where they're ahead, even though head to head is usually was the number one thing. So because the division leaders are over the Knicks, even though the Knicks are 3-0 against them, and the Heat are over the Knicks as well, because head to head, they're 3-0 against them this season. So because both of them aren't, leading their division, it doesn't matter. You go straight to head for that. So that sucks for the Knicks. But I feel like in this case, the Knicks could win out and still end up as the sixth seed. But with one Heat loss and the Knicks went out, they could end up as the fifth seed, which is big because as a Knicks fan, you don't want to play the Bucks in the first round. You'd rather play the Hawks. So if the Knicks do lose to the Bucks tomorrow, who are fighting for the second seed, so I'm sure they're going to be playing tough. They play Saturday at 8. So yeah, the Knicks would play first. We play the Hornets. And if we lose that game, most likely that means the Knicks are the sixth seed. Because the Heat aren't going to lose to the Pistons. But yeah, very very interesting. The Heat blew out the Sixers. Say, like I said, the first quarter they just blew. They just was shooting very very well. And so it led to an easy win. The Knicks and Spurs was a great game. We'll get into that in a second. But before that, the Hawks played the Magic. Magic, everyone knows they're tanking. They got blown out. And the Knicks and Spurs game was a great game. Burks dropping 30, Randall dropping 28, RJ blowing up, making six straight shots. I think two or three of them were threes. He finished with 22. Just a great overall game for the Knicks. They were down, I believe, 18 points and slowly chipped away. It was kind of the opposite of the Lakers, and then just slowly came back and finished the game off. Hit the clutch shots that they needed to, unlike in the Lakers game when they couldn't and they at the end lost the game. And it was just a very very entertaining game to watch. The Spurs are a good fun team, a little young, and just doesn't have that much talent. But yeah, that's really it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your night. Bye, guys.